Okay. Right. Okay, let's go. Great. お願いします。
お願いします。
Okay, just so I can open it. Just a little bit front and back. Small movements. Sides. Center. Nice gentle rotation of the hip. All right, into the center again. Releasing the arms. One side. To the center. Settling the heels down. All right. Wait, take a nice deep breath in. All the way to the top. A little back bend and coming down. Rolling up. And down. Up. Down. And up. Down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Last one. Up. Down. Just take your time on the down. Like I said, release the spine and the arms. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Nice and slowly pull yourself to the center. Okay, right. Let's go into the head, side to side. And up and down. Ear to shoulder. Circle in the front. Your hands just come, just back on the back of the neck, just squeezing the elbows together, lengthen through the back of the neck. And release it. Again. And release one more time. And release it. And just take it onto the top of the head or the back of the head here. Just curl the spine down. Elbows touch. Pull the hands kind of over the side of the head. Chin to chest. And release it. Just go to a neutral position. Pulling down, lengthening down the back of the head. In across the chest. Release it. And one more. And release it. Okay, just open out the shoulders. And forwards. And alternating with the hip. Okay, pressing the arms out. And touch the walls. And then just rolling shoulders front and back, trying to keep the spine neutral. All right, you're rolling the elbows. Speed it up as you go. A little bit each time. And start to slow it down gradually. Stop and change. Slowing it down. Stop. Just roll the wrist a little bit. Correct. Change direction. And making fists. Take the elbows back. One. Wash. Okay, just open up the sides of the body a little bit. Reach up to the side. And change it. The side again. And the other side. Great, nice big circles of hips. And change direction. Bend in the knees. Coming down, spreading the knees. Back up, stretching back. Down. And back. And down. And back. And circle them out. Pull them up long and change direction. Right, get rolled out the ankles a little bit. Changing direction. Change the leg. And change direction. Good. Just loosen out the foot, ground. Change direction. Roll the knee from the knee to the ankle. Change direction. On the hip. And change direction. Check it a little bit. That's the other foot. Circling the ankle. And change direction. And the knee. And change. And the hip, rolling back. And change direction. A little bit. Come a little bit wider, let the feet splay a little bit. Just drop down into the shoulders, hands on the knees. Nice deep breath in. Let it out. And a deep breath, and then just let yourself rotate out to the side. And just alternate over, just in your own time. Let the feet come a touch wider and then just lengthening one side. Okay, lengthening up both feet, just bring the hands down, just in line with the chest. Lengthen up through the spine a little bit. And then you start to curl the spine, the head towards the hands. Slowly down. You can start to bring the elbows to the ground. Let the head relax into the arms towards the ground. Keep the breath going. If you can get there and you can release the arms off the ground, just allow them to come to the back. Link them together, just lengthen up through the shoulders. Bring the hands over the top of the head. And just relax into it a little bit. Okay. If you've got the arms behind, just release them back. Find the hands again. Just lengthen, walk out the hands. Pulling the hips back. Pulling the arms forwards. Lengthen all the way through the spine. Couple of deep breaths in this position. And gently keep the hips where they are. Just pull the arms back. Pull the hips back. Pull the hips back a little bit more. Right, let's come up to the shin bone. Pull back up long. Press into the ground. So let's come to this wide wing position. So the thumbs start to spread out. Shoulders are wide rather than squeezed together. Take a nice deep breath. As you breathe out, just let the hands come forward, squeezing the fingertips together. Keep the hips back. Lengthen through the spine. Pull the head up long. Raising the hands up. Allow the palms to face up towards the ceiling, spiraling from the little fingers. Reach up as high as you can. Slowly turn the thumbs down and then gently down to the ground. Let the spine curl again. Find the shin bone again. Pull the back up long. Pull the body up with that pressure from the ground. And allow the legs to come back. Just release out the body a little bit. Okay. Great. Just a little bit for the wrist. So just taking 𝘭𝘦𝘢𝘵𝑢𝑘yo. Sit and hold it. We do on the same side. Take it into a kotegaeshi. Take the thumb over the top. Nikyo again. Take into a sankyo. And taking the fingers over. Release it, shake that one out. Do the other. Do the neck up. 𝘮𝘰𝘯𝘵𝗍𝘢. Lift them over. And 𝘱𝑒𝘠𝑢. And the fingers. Release it. We'll just finish with the 𝘱𝑰𝑛𝑦. So just crossing the elbows over. Take the hand. First one, just let it lengthen out. So imagine you've got that long position with the 𝘱𝑰n𝑦. Big separation between the arm and the body. And then gently bring the body towards the arm. Let the body curl. Let the arm bend. Lengthen through the spine as you curl it. Draw yourself back. We'll just go in a few times with it. So lengthen the arm. Draw the body to the arm. Uda. One more time. Lengthen. You've got that pressure in the elbow, the shoulder, the wrist. And then release it by taking that pressure to the body. Release it. And shake one off a little bit. Go to the other side. Find that lengthened arm. Take the body to the arm. Release it. And towards the arm. Release it. And last one. Release it. And let it go. Roll out the arms a little bit. Shake out the wrists. Up and down. Take the side. And rolling down the arms. Great, the whole body. Let's compact it a little bit more each time. So we come to still. Okay. Great. Perfect. Okay. Take care, Bokken. We will do some 𝘧𝑒𝑚𝑏𝑢𝑑i. Nice. Okay, great. So just start with a little bit of 𝘧𝑒𝑚𝑏𝑢𝑑i. So find your 𝘱𝑰n𝑛𝑦, find this, come right here, and then come into 𝘭𝑚𝑦. Use find the back, reach into the ground. Push. Great to keep going. Very nice. Okay, great. So I was doing a class yesterday with I was doing a BOKKEN class we started with, and one of the guys that was in the class was actually a marksman. He taught marksmanship in the army. So he started to talk about the marksmanship principles in the way they teach and instruct, and they're actually totally the same as we do with Aikido, and they're totally the same that I do with archery all the time. So the first thing to think about is the foot position when you do this. So because we do the 𝘬𝘫𝑖 a lot, we can be very good at it, but it's also nice to kind of challenge as well. So in this case, just allow yourself to use the kamae, find a new position each time. So imagine you're really doing it to a target. So in this case, I'm going to target it towards this lamp. I'm just going to meet it with the kamae, find the 𝘬𝘫𝑖, just cut towards it, and then find a new target, find the door frame, meet it with the feet, find that alignment, and then reach it with the bokken, and then find a new target. So do it each time and see if you can really find that position, find the target with the feet first, and then meet it with the bokken, with the shot, or with the cut in this case. In this case, because we do a lot of 𝘬𝘫𝑖 work, although we kind of burn that footwork into the body, it's so nice to kind of just challenge it. And the test is whether I feel like I can really just align to it now. Obviously, with the bokken work, I have to really be conscious of the feeling of the cut, because I don't actually have the feedback that I get with the shot if I do like with archery. The feedback's very clear because it's either in the center of the target or it's not, it's off target. So centering the cut and the feedback of that is quite easy to fool ourselves. Basically, we can get it really wrong for lots of years and never really advance in that level. So actually, yeah, there's a good. I just remember there's quite a good practice for this. Actually, I just remembered it now. But you do it in it's quite a strange one. If you've got a carpet, you're probably gonna burn a hole in the carpet, but don't worry about that. It's no problem. You do like this. You make a clock. You can do this anti-clockwise or clockwise. We'll start with what's this direction? Anti-clockwise. Start with anti-clockwise. It's a little bit easier. So you just wedge each cut and you just adjust. You'd make like micro adjustments to the feet as you do it. So it's actually a really tricky practice. But think that you start the cut and you're basically going to make a full circle around, and you cut basically every segment. Imagine it like an orange, and you basically cut on the segment, and you 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 just basically have to adjust the feet each time as you cut. And both feet need to adjust in this case. So I cut here, I release and adjust, I cut here, I release and adjust, I cut here, release and adjust, and 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 I cut there, release, adjust, cut there, release, adjust, cut there. And all the time in the cut, through the movement, the feet are basically adjusting to the new position. It's actually quite a tricky position. When I saw this happen, it was done very, very fast. So I have no idea what was going on when I saw it. Just looked like kind of crazy sword work. But if you slow it down, and again, you really go to this principle of like setting the feet to the target or the cut. It's actually quite a nice practice in a way. And as you go around the kind of circle, just clock different kind of targets that you can use as focal points. It can be anything, it can be like light switches, door frames, pictures, the mirror. Just allow yourself to meet all of them with the cut. And you're meeting them right from that very stable central position. Yeah, very nice. And the feedback is always going to be the feeling in this case. So what's the feeling as I cut? Do I feel like the cut's really kind of dispersed? Or do I feel it's very focused? Do I feel it's really connecting into the target or not? Each. Four. Eight. Oh. Good. Okay, great. Good. That's it, that's it, that's it. So also play now with the clockwise direction, which I always find a little bit harder in a sense because the feet, the tendency is the feet to get kind of tied up a little bit. So again, just take your time with it. Find that, find the cut, drop into it, find the back, drop into it, find the back, drop into it. But again, just these kind of micro adjustments with the feet are just going to change the angle, find a new segment, connect that to something else as you go. And feel the feet really reach into that target. You're looking really at natural alignment through the body. That's it. Very nice. Great. Nice. Okay. So we'll do a few of these and then kind of mix them in together. So go to the kind of traditional happo period. So using the right and the left in this case. So you've got the front, back, sides, and then working the other diagonals. Again, using to set up the cut. And then all the way back around as you do it. Okay, John, great. So, allow yourself to use that last rotation as well, all the way back to the front. So you'll kind of reset. All right, so great, very nice. Morning, John.
Morning.
Morning. Just doing a little bit of happo, giri with the sword. Just a little bit of 8 directions. Sense. Very nice. Great. Set. Okay. Okay. Very dangerous. Okay, I'm going to show you something. I was using this. I was using this yesterday as well. But imagine, or you don't. I don't need to imagine, but you need to imagine. Imagine you've got a weight attached to the central line of the body, and it's pulling the body down a little bit. Now, I can resist that weight by like pull the body out, or I can give into the weight and let it kind of drop me down. I can just allow it to kind of rest the body into the structure. Right? If I rest into it, it really means that weight would actually, it needs to fall down the center line. And if I tension the body up one way, it's going to kind of really pull the structure out. This is fine, but this is fine in a standing practice. But think about when you do this rotation work, try and keep that position, or keep the weighted position of the ball in the ground. So you're just basically rotating and pivoting around that central point, but you're not pulling the body in and out of the center this way, which looks like, let's see, looks like something like this. As I go into, I try and pull the body in and out of the center. So just imagine imagine you've really got to weight it, or just really fix a point for the center to be so. Now it's not stuck to it. You are kind of moving around it, but you're not pulling in and out of it, which is a big difference, right? So when you cut, think about you cut, and you cut, and you cut, and you cut. But I'm basically allowing the weight to hang through the center, basically, through a point down, basically, without kind of letting it wobble, basically. Yeah, give it a try. So allow yourself to kind of move from the center. And again, you're not kind of fixed to it, but imagine there's a kind of weight hanging down off the body that's kind of pulling you inexorably towards the ground. The ground is always waiting, always there. You can either pull against it or into it, basically. I don't think that's a marketing principle. Wait, what was the other one? Yes. I like it. Hold on. Great. I'm doing that. Okay, great. So we'll do the variation with number 2. So it's a little bit more complex, and we'll do a different variation than the basic pattern that we usually do. So the basic pattern for this usually goes that I find the top, I cut on the right, and then I rotate to the top, I cut on the right, and then I do this like left step over the top, but I just make the left step and I just cut in straight into it, straight down into it. So the step becomes, I really can't show this in the feet, I'm going to have to show you the feet separately. But the step that we normally do is like the left foot comes over, and then I just go into the cut straight away. Right? We'll make that step a little bit bigger. So you're going to find the back position, the 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪 in that third cut. So I'll try and show it, but I think you will get the picture quite easy. So it's like you find the 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪, you cut, you rotate to the back, 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪, you cut. Now I'm going to do that step with the left leg, but I'm going to roll the body up into 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪 and then cut. Turn to the back, 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪, and then cut. Yeah. So you can do that in 8, but it's actually easier to start in just 4 actually, and then you can kind of you can work into it basically. But I could basically start this with 4. So you find 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪 actually on each cut in this case, in the form that you'll see Saito Sensei often show. He just on the third one he just rotates straight into the cut down on the right side. But in this case, just to make it a little bit bigger, and really using that 𝘭𝘭𝘠𝗪𝗪 as a as a position, and also just a kind of test on that, again, that weight down, rotating through the center, finding that top position. And allow that, use that as kind of feedback on the structure. You do it? Yes. That's it. Space. Evils. Evils. Got it, Ella? No. No. I was trying to show, it's a bit hard to show. Let me see. I'll do this really slow. Let's see, like goes like this. So, actually, you know that the first two are quite easy, right? So I come back, I find the top, cut, and then the second one, I just rotate up to the top, find that kamai, and then release. Yeah. That's easy, right? You've got that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Just look at the third one. So the third one, I'll show the feet first. So you're in the right side. You're gonna, the body's gonna, the left leg, the back leg is gonna go across this way. So it's gonna cut across the body this way. So let that foot release a little bit. You release the leg there, and then I roll through it and step back that way. A little bit like we do with the 13-jo kata. When you do that hasso movement, so you do the hasso, that step and rolling up to the top. Mm-hmm. It's a very similar footwork, but you're going to do it in a 3/4. So I start facing this way, and I'll end facing that way. That way. That way. I start this way. I start this way, and then I go that way as I finish, right? So I roll the hips in that way, and then I face that way as I do it that way. Make sense a little bit?
Don't know. We'll see.
Well, everybody else has got it right. Or just happily. Just with that third cut's the tricky one.
Okay.
And come up to the kamai. So as you rotate through and find that top position, find that high position, and then release the cut. Well, and then rotate.
And you are in the left position when you do the rotation. After the rotation, you are in left position.
Yeah, as I rotate them in the left foot forward. The kamai position is always left foot forward in that one. And then this one, you're always cutting on the right foot. That's actually, I should have said that at the beginning. That would maybe make it easy. You always cut on the right foot with this. Sorry, I always forget the symbols. Always cut on the right foot, this one. It's a variation on the second one, but second 𝗧𝗫𝗞𝗜𝗏. Okay. Good. Very good. Very good. Okay. So we'll do one that uses number 5. So there are a few variations, and you can think of one probably like I cut down and then I just step through, and then I rotate, I cut, I step through, and that's a kind of easy one in a sense, just using 5. So we'll do a slightly more interesting one, which involves the slicing pattern with the bokken. So in this one, you're going to make a rotation through. So you use a step rotation, using that very similar to what we've just done, but I'm going to rotate 180 degrees, slice across, and then I release into the yokkuen, and cut down. So that's a yokkuen slice through, and then I do the same step each time in this one. I roll the hips through, slice, release. Yeah. If you want, you can stick to the 2 directions and just practice. Actually, we'll start just 2 directions, and then we'll progress to 4, and you can do whatever you like with it. You step through, you enter the rotation, and you slice, and then you release the hip, you find the yokkuen, and then you release into the rotation, slice, release into the yokkuen, go through. Yeah. Quite a basic pattern, but a nice one for the hips. slicing with. Okay, good. Okay, so there's a few ways you can think about this slice. One way I think about kind of practical situations with this. So one thing that won't help with a slice is like to have a straight arm and then try and rotate the body through the space. That's okay if I have a lot of space, but imagine you're like in a very close position and someone's close onto the body. Now, if I do this, it doesn't really make sense in terms of a strike. I'd basically hit them maybe here or here. So think about the ability in this case to release the arm as you do it. So I think of someone like being in a not that I would be in a lift with someone and I have a sword, but imagine you were, and they were really close to the body. I would basically, the slice would be like this, right? So in order to slice them, I need to release the structure to do it. Now that's the same whether they're over here or they're over here, but I need to basically, the closer they are, the more I need to release the structure to do it. So just play with this idea, but it's just basically the slice. And if you've ever done Iaido or anything like this, where you've got the sword in the scabbard already, you'll practice a lot of these kind of drawing movements with the body, but I never in those positions is the arm going to be straight out through these kind of movements, because I need the flexibility in the joint system to be able to later be able to adapt the strike. And straight arm is like unadaptable basically, and using the joint system is always going to be adaptable. So that's basically we want to look for with the strike, but just play with a few. Imagine someone's right quite close to the body, and I need the ability to slice them fully with the blade, and that means really releasing the joint system of the arm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a good one actually. That's also a good one. Whoa. Okay, great. So now, rather than the person being like on top of you in front of you, they're actually behind you, directly behind you, right? So I need the ability in this case to rotate to the back and slice again, right? So the impact of the slice is going to come through that motion, right? So imagine I've got someone directly behind me. I need to rotate through, and then I need to again release the joint system through that movement. So although we do in a sense in practice, I kind of move forward, I roll, and I do a big kind of slicing movement. But the feeling in this is always to kind of impact the slice into the body. So that means in this case that I rotate through, and then I'm releasing the strike out, and then I come through, and I find the 𝘥𝘢𝘦𝘴 that comes in straight after. So just play with it a little bit, but just imagine, in this case, the person behind you. And how would you change the slice in that case? Rather than just taking the sword around, you're actually physically biting the hip into that movement. Yeah, so yeah, that's it. Yeah, great, good. Good. Nice. Great. Good. And then you can go from 2 to 4. So the third direction is going to be that big kind of 3/4 rotation again. So you've got the same cuts. 1, 2, the second, and then the third, I'm going to step the body towards here and face that way as I slice. So it's a much bigger movement. I go here, roll through and slice through, release. And then the fourth cut's the same as the second. So just play with this if you like, make it bigger on the third. Find that third and fourth direction. So. great. It's the last one. Okay, very nice. So that's relatively simple stuff. So we'll look at it's really a variation on, if you think about the 𝘱𝘰𝘪𝘏 1920, we've done this before. But look at this, it's got lots of positions. We'll work it a few in the basic, and then we'll see if we can just go flowing with it. So think about the 19th where you step back. This is all 𝘥𝘰𝘦𝘴 work. So this is 𝘥𝘰𝘦 here. You rotate through, find that position with the hand. You've got the block, release the 𝘥𝘰𝘦, and then you're going to go into 20. So you cut on the left side, you roll up to the top again, block. In this case, with the 𝘱𝘰𝘢, you would do the ski. In this case, we're going to just add another 𝘥𝘰𝘦. So you come through, and you find the 𝘥𝘰𝘦. A basic pattern, but complex to do in flow. So you step back, 1, cut 𝘥𝘰𝘦 2, rotate to the back 3, cut 𝘥𝘰𝘦 on the right 4, step on the left 5, rotate to the back 6, and cut on the side, on the right side to finish. Yeah, just a few nice basic. And if you get lost with it, just go to think about the 1920 with the 𝘱𝘰𝘢. The hand position on the block's a little bit different, but the body works the same. Yeah, great. Yeah, good. And just to make this really clear, this always gets confused, like where the hand should be. So when I've got the 𝘱𝘰𝘢, because it's a long weapon, as I make the rotation, I have the hand in that position, right? Because the length of the weapon allows me to find this structure in the shoulder, which is very strong, right? I could really go to that position, but because I need to use the length of the weapon, that doesn't really work in terms of if someone goes through it at the tip of the weapon. So I need a longer structure and a longer arm extension here. Right, that's the position with the 𝘱𝘢, and then I go into the 𝘥𝘰𝘦. With the BOKKEN, I can't find that position, and actually I really can't find it with this short sword because my hand to find that extension is going to be off the weapon, right? So what I do then is crunch the arm up and try and find that position. But this is not strong enough to absorb force, right? That the elbow will just collapse into the body if I do it. I can use this position with the hand, but I would use it for a thrusting position. It's basically I would use to slide the hand down it. So the position with the hand that I can find, which is strong, is that position, which gives me this structure through the shoulder. Yeah, but it's closer to the body than if I had the 𝘱𝘢 that way. Yeah, and you're absorbing the impact here, whereas with the 𝘱𝘢, you're absorbing the impact here. It's a bit further away, so the arm position is a bit closer, and the thumb position is different. That position or that position with the 𝘱𝘢. Yeah, that's the position with the BOKKEN in this case. So it follows the function of where I would absorb the block, where I would absorb the strike of the person. That's great. Okay, great. And last minute or so, if you want, take this into a flowing movement, and you can also change the direction with it. Really play with it, open it out a little bit. So you've got this kind of movement. The cut comes through. I roll with it, cut, roll with it, cut. Yes, I'm really flowing through the blocking positions. They don't become fixed positions anymore. You slice through, slice through, slice through, slice through. And you allow the body really to, again, find a new target each time. We can go into this idea of the feet finding the target. Just now fully in flow. Whoosh. What was that? Whoa. Whoa. Yeah. There's something else. Oh man.
Very good, very good, very good. Okie dokie.
Good. We'll continue this kind of stuff tomorrow. So we've got what is it? What is it? Thursday? Thursday. So we'll do this tomorrow as well. We'll continue with this. Okay. We'll bow up now and we'll stop. Great. Domo arigato gozaimashita.
Domo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you, Mike.